I Respect Your Opinion podcast. I'm your host, Quay, also known as Joel's dad. I'm here with a few of the guys.
AJ.
Dre.
D Wade.
We had a crazy week, man, coming into this week, man. A couple things. We had the end of Last Dance. That was one of the things that was monumental. Episodes 9 and 10 of Jordan's Last Dance. We had a couple battles, man. Well, not the battle, the weekly battle by verses.
Yeah.
It was Ludacris and Nelly. So they took us back to some people's college days, some people's high school days. All those songs, those number one hits they had between them. Ludacris was crazy. He was a better rapper, but we all knew Nelly that had all the hits. And he had a Diamond album and all that. So they had the battle. It was sponsored by Swiss Beats and Timbaland having that versus series. So did y'all catch it?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Of course, I love it.
I watched the massacre. It was a massacre.
You thought it was a massacre?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had it around like maybe. I thought I had Nelly about like 9 songs. You know what I'm saying? Initially I was like, I'm not really a big fan of Nelly's, so I didn't think I was gonna have it. I thought it was gonna be weighted a lot differently, but
No.
It ended up being when I went back and listened to him. I added the playlist, on my phone and everything. Went back and listened round for round. I had Nelly with about like 9 songs.
Yeah, I had just like we was talking about last week, man. Luda was just going annihilate Nelly.
It was
But I had it 13-7, and I didn't give him Country Grammar. Country Grammar wasn't a song that I really liked. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I understand how big it was to the culture, so I mean I could do 12-8 just because of the how big and the magnitude of the song at the time that it came out, but I still got him at like 13-7, man.
All right, everybody from the loop, send the hate mail to
Did he even play Luda didn't even play gospel folks? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he played that.
Play a lot of shit. Like he ain't play a lot. Like he ain't play Grew Up to Screw Up with Jeezy. He ain't play Number One Spot. He ain't play What the Bed with Chris Brown. Like he ain't play a lot.
And Grew Up to Screw Up.
Nelly,
he ain't had nothing for
Trying
him.
to get everything.
Nelly was playing shit ain't nobody know.
Like,
Like he played
was
a song
some
with
shit.
Diddy and Biggie on it. I was just like,
The blend.
what's this?
Listen,
Like,
The blend.
no, not even the nasty version on the other one.
Notorious B.I.G. remastered.
I think it was called like 1,000 Stacks or something. That shit was ass. Like he was feeling it. Like
He was playing songs that only he thought was monumental because he was real animated when them songs that we all thought was gonna be bangers and they turned out to be duds and shit that he liked.
Well, he was texting throughout the joint. I kept saying he was up there saving spades, man. And, the card game. He was trying to save it to the end, but those bonus rounds that Nelly knew he ain't had nothing left. Yo.
He cut him right
Nelly
off.
was trying to get out of that joint.
That shit was funny.
He's talking about that audio and shit, but I don't think that was going
Gotta
on.
get his.
I love it too. It's only so many motherfuckers that literally will just scrap and don't care about fighting when he have a disagreement with somebody. Polo's on 4 all day. He don't give a damn. And I love that. What up, Polo? Say something dirty.
Gotta get his internet right. Gotta get his audio right. I can't hear
Teddy
him.
Riley was in the comments laughing.
Yeah, I don't have nothing left. I don't need to get out of here.
My prediction was Ludacris 15-5, but I had it 13-7. And Nelly ain't played Batters Up. That's like
That
that would have been a definitely point for him.
Yeah.
But
it would have been just better than some of the records he played, period.
but even before they even got on live, like Nelly Wi-Fi was just like all over the place. It was messed up before like Ludacris even got connected with him. So the Wi-Fi,
the weather.
was just
the weather.
he was blaming the weather, and it was just
Luda was getting points just for that. For having, being organized and having this shit together.
He just kept picking his fro. That was
Right.
He was cool.
Changing his clothes.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
like,
He had like 3-4 wardrobe changes throughout.
yeah.
Well,
Shout out to
Spice
Pussy
ahead of
Poppin'.
Right.
him. Spice
he
ahead
played
of
that
him.
round too.
Yeah,
No, he surprised me. I didn't
Shout out
think
to
he was
Pussy
going to
Poppin'.
play though. I didn't think he was going to play that song.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to play that with like use up.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. We all
Luda
love it.
didn't care.
He played that like the second, third song.
Yeah.
He
Like
played that.
third or fourth.
I think,
Yeah.
I think Luda would just let them shots go, yo. Luda was letting shots go.
He knew he had.
Luda was letting shots go when you first got on live.
Nelly had a strategy of trying to save all his shit on the back end. He ain't try to front load it, but Luda from the rip was just coming right at Nelly. And to be honest, he ain't had nothing before. Who won first?
Luda won first.
Luda won first, right? Yeah, Nelly didn't have shit to counter, and that was the problem. I think, yo,
He
like
just thought the shit he was countering with was good.
for him to have the opportunity in the first and in the first half of it for the 10. He should have countered better with his hits than to try to save him at the end.
He was trying to save him.
You know what I'm saying? Because Luda still had shit at the end, and
he played Midwest Swing. He ain't played none of that shit.
I forgot about that, yo.
It's like you with movies, man. I don't know none of that.
But again, I ain't about the other fan either.
You said I don't hate Nelly. I just don't have none of his music.
I said something in the group chat. You said I ain't like Nelly.
What was this group that he was with? He ain't played nothing with the same lunatics. He ain't played nothing with the same lunatics at all. Like,
what did the same lunatics?
And Murphy Lee and them used to be rolling a little bit.
Murphy Lee was cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure him and Nelly got a couple of drawings that. But they was on Batter Up.
They had
all they had to do was play Batter Up.
Batter Up. I just think the intro.
All they had to do was just play Batter Up.
That's one of my favorite videos.
In the kitchen.
He didn't play that. He didn't play that, right?
No, he didn't play that. That's Batter Up.
Oh yeah.
Very tripping.
But y'all see talking about possibly Usher and Chris Brown?
That'd be
good. That'd be a good one.
I seen people in comments saying that not even to include that's like disrespect to Usher to include Chris Brown and
I don't think so.
And an opponent. I don't think so either.
Chris Brown catalog is ridiculous.
Yeah, watched.
Who gonna get? Who gonna
I don't know about Usher getting
Usher gonna get a lot of watch?
He got a album called Confessions.
No, I got that as a really good.
Confessions.
I got that as a good battle. I got that as a good one.
What?
Usher and Chris Brown.
I would love to see
I think
that.
that'd be a good one.
I'm definitely scared.
Well, they have. Did somebody mention?
But
I saw.
It's gonna all depend. My bad. It's all gonna depends on who go first and what they counter with. Them songs matter.
Yeah. As long as they switch at 10, that's fair.
Especially artists that got way more than 20 hits.
Are we still talking about Usher and Chris Brown?
Yeah.
I think Chris Brown really going to beat Usher. So here's the thing.
I don't think so.
No. And this,
personally, I think Usher.
This shit reminded me of my question that I had throughout the week. So, how are we grading these battles? How are y'all grading these battles?
I grade every genre off what I like better and what I'm judging off.
Okay.
Like something people didn't agree with. Like even on John, like when like Luda played and Nelly played Where the Party At. I was just comparing their verses. I wasn't comparing the song. Like they both just got a verse on the song.
And that's where
the songs that I like the song that I like more.
Yeah, I was just comparing the songs. I just think Nelly verse stood out more like on that song.
Like I don't judge them by like what song did the most numbers.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, I don't do that, but I may judge it on like the impact, like I was talking about as far as Country Grammar, like the impact on that.
Impact wise, so took Country Grammar.
But that's what I'm saying. So it was hard for me to go back and forth with that. Like, am I going to grade him on that impact, or am I going to grade?
It's no.
I think like Fantasy was played. Like I'd rather hear fucking Fantasy than fucking Country Grammar. But that's just my opinion.
No,
what's your fantasy?
You know, D Freaky, man.
That was just a bad joke.
I know.
That was a bad joke. I'm not gonna let that slide. But what I'm saying is what I'm saying is I think overall when we talking about these verses and these battles, people are just grading them different. Let's just put it like that. Yeah. So but personally, I think I'm more in line with what y'all saying, like how I felt about the song during that time, Right. And again, like I said, Country Grammar wasn't just a big record. Well, not a big record, but it wasn't a record that I really liked. I didn't like it.
It was a big record worldwide.
It was a big record. So that's why I'm like, damn, like I was like, I got it 13.7, but I could understand. But I could understand if I was going to get at 12.8 because I just know how big that record was at that time. You know what I mean? Living through it and shit. So. Yeah. I don't know. So but going back to Chris Brown and Usher, I think when you talk about that battle, like Chris Brown's going to win that battle. He's more recent. He has a bigger catalog, and I think he's more relevant to what's kind of going on right now. Usher got hits though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it depends on who plays first and who plays second. But I still think Chris Brown is going to overall win that battle. Because Chris Brown still got shit that I like too, but
I think Usher
and Chris Brown got the fans too.
Yeah.
But I think
He been to
Usher
jail.
got the more nostalgic feel to
been to jail.
shit. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, they love people that go to jail. So.
Yeah.
They still currently hearing CD
And the scream.
Yeah.
more often than Usher. You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that.
I feel like the nostalgia, that's a big thing, like, that goes to a lot. That's familiar.
Yeah.
Like, I hear, like, damn, that's my shit. Like, I ain't hear that in a while.
Yo.
I might get at the edge. Like,
But wait, you know what? The shit about nostalgia, man. Like when we had these battles, I really do. I be wanting to go back just to, you know, I do research like, damn, they got these songs and shit is fire. But I don't even want to listen to it right then and there because I be wanting to hear it in the battle and just feel that whole
Right.
nostalgia because it's just a different feel to it.
Yeah.
Rather than me trying to figure out, be like, damn, what's they number, what they the songs are right now, and then hear it again 2 days later or something. You know?
And then some songs that you hear, like, with artists, they got, like, a big catalog. When you hear certain songs, it, like, take you back to, like, what was I doing at that time? Like, when this came out, like,
Time
I remember
A
what.
lot of these songs be like
yeah.
timestamps, and at least in my life and shit. Like I be remembering it all the time. Yeah.
Like, I appreciate them songs. Like, even the Use a Hoe song. Like, I'm saying, I remember on LimeWire, my mom crib, like, trying to download that drum. Oh, I need that song. Like,
So it was universal. Everybody thought that Ludacris won.
yeah.
He definitely the man for the future for like any sex song too, dog. Like he kills any of them Jones.
And his
Nelly
first song.
Nelly disappointed, man. He too rich to be that janky, man.
And his first song was Welcome to Atlanta, and I felt like that was like
that was
it's
crazy.
on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That was
he
crazy.
said, yeah,
He
you
flew
know,
away
I know.
getting some head in the bit, like before the battle even started.
Yeah, before the battle even started, he was just playing
I'm
music.
like,
Like,
how you throw that away? Like,
Now he's so what? No.
you so happy right now. Like, what the fuck? This nigga was reminiscing like shit. He looking at me like, what's up, man?
I remember showing my walking down the hill.
Inside joke.
This bull crazy.
Get some head came on. I looked over at the swings, like
In the fire tower.
Where's the
fire
tower was legendary?
All right. We're not gonna
Man, we gotta get back on the rails, man.
All right.
But yo, did y'all see the after the battle, the Spice Adams and
Yeah, that girl was wild.
Ifeon Crockett?
Yeah, somebody
Big
sleep
ass
that, yo.
band-aid on his face.
That shit like bandage.
He had a bandage.
No, dogs like that night when we was leaving Buffy's and shit.
Yo, oh my god. Yo.
I don't even want to talk about
Oh my
or
god.
do we?
No.
Buffy was bad nights.
That was like
Buffy was bad nights.
I don't know.
But no, the hat that he had on, the what the fuck they call them hats, man? A little French looking hat, man. Friend used as a
Tam? The Tam.
I don't know.
The Tam.
That's what it is.
The
The
Tam,
Tam.
bitch.
All right, yeah, to make it
Like,
look
like the Black Panther hats. Yeah, Tam.
Tam. All right.
Yeah. You said what about the hat?
No, I'm talking about he made it look like it was his fro. That's why.
Oh, yeah. He's picking it. Yeah, he's picking it with the 2-6.
I appreciate the assist. I like don't play them no mind, man. They
Look more, man.
he was like, all right, hush you out. They were like,
No, but that shit was funny, man. He's picking his fucking hat. And like you said, it was a Tam. It looked like hair. People was in the comments like, what are you picking? He's like, that's his hair.
nah, yo, that whole parody was hilarious, man.
Oh my
He's
god.
like, can you hear
I ain't
me?
know
Can you hear me,
Ifeon Crockett
daddy?
was that funny.
Can you hear me,
man.
daddy?
Ifeon Crockett is fucking hilarious.
Spice Adams funny as shit.
Spice Adams got a joint.
No,
every
Spice
week,
Adams
though.
is like hilarious.
He
People
did.
that probably follow him probably don't even know that he used to play football. Like,
Yeah.
from a football player.
Right.
They probably don't even know that. They just probably know him from all his skits and stuff like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a
Spice
defensive-
Adams?
He played-
tackle.
He used to play defensive tackle for the Bears.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Like
Did they call him Spice
2000.
Adams back then? What's his name? Like
I know he probably was funny as shit on the team.
Henry
He probably-
Adams.
Henry.
He said Henry.
I'm saying.
That shit came out like that was his name.
He probably was. He probably should be tripping in the locker room. He probably was funny as shit.
Yeah, let's Google that. What is his name, man?
But speaking of football,
What happened in football now?
these football players, we look left and right, they keep getting in trouble, man. Either getting arrested for dumb shit, guns and shit. Just
Times
possessing
is
guns.
hard.
And
Had to make
They
do.
bored.
His name's
had two cornerbacks.
Why not get booked? Why not get booked?
Yeah.
We bored millionaires. Why not get booked?
We got two. It was two cornerbacks, Quentin Dunbar and DeAndre Baker. Now I know we got a couple cornerbacks in the building right now, and Wade on the panel right now. D Wade, you know what I mean?
Wade and D.
He's a D4 quarterback for Decay. Division 4 quarterback. And we got semi-pro time semi-pro time quarterback.
Division
D4.
what?
That was a true freshman. So.
D4. D4.
Why you snapping on my man? He wasn't D4.
Who's the D4?
D4 Decay.
D1. That was D1 he played, right?
D1
I'm teasing. Tell us your resume. Wade.
You know, respect is
Let
due.
everybody know, man.
I was just a 2-year starter, you know what I mean, D1 AA, but that's not important in this what we're talking about right now.
Right.
Honestly, the whole quarantine thing, I don't think niggas is that broke that they gotta rob. I think it's pretty stupid. I do think that they did it. I don't think it was
They definitely did it.
the way the media probably set it up and made it sound like they held somebody at gunpoint and for this amount of money. I don't even think it was because they didn't have the money and shit. They probably just owed them some fucking bread and they should just got out. I mean, that could have been on some card game shit. First of all, it was at a party. We're in quarantine.
Hold on. Real quick, we definitely need to preface because I don't think that we told anybody what happened.
I don't even fully know what
I just want to let everybody know Quentin Dunbar and DeAndre Baker, both cornerbacks. One is a cornerback. He was a rookie cornerback. DeAndre Baker was a cornerback for the Giants.
Right.
Quentin Dunbar was just signed to the Seahawks. And he played for the Redskins last year. He was graded as one of the better cornerbacks. They both were, indicted, and they both turned themselves in on Friday after being indicted for robbery.
After they
Like,
talked about
at gunpoint, and then taking people's watches and money, and people are just trying to figure out why. It's like a really dumb thing to do. They both had promising careers. One is a first round pick, you know what I mean, and the other one just got a decent deal. So you went to $75,000.
You got money.
They just lost that. Things are coming out where they saying that they lost maybe $70,000 between them or whatever like that. I think they was recouping the money.
Yeah, honestly, I just think it was some, they
Pride
probably
shit.
felt disrespected or some
pride.
shit like that. I don't think it had anything to do with
Needing the
they
money.
needed the money. It just sounds so retarded.
So it's stupid, and they sped away in luxury cars.
Yeah, that's the thing, yo.
Mercedes,
So they were
Benz,
still like moving like with the street mentality and not acting like they not in the streets no more.
Right.
Basically, because you can't handle shit like that when you.
But I mean, once you become successful, I feel like all that I'm a product of my environment BS gotta go out the window.
Yeah.
Like once you become successful, man, like you gotta live a totally different lifestyle. Like even that's getting rid of some of the people that you used to hang with because they don't go in the right direction.
I love some people from a distance. Like you just got to. Like you can't hang with everybody you hung with.
You would just think that, man. This DeAndre Baker kid was 22. And you're making just bad decisions already, man. You got your whole life ahead of you. First round pick now. He got drafted.
He was a first round pick one.
Late in the round. So he was like
Last
25th.
year.
Buda Baker?
Last year?
25th. No, last year.
Last year, like this is second year.
Yeah,
this is
second
going
year.
into the second year right now.
Damn.
That's
And
Buda Baker, ain't it?
he was
Buda Baker, ain't it?
no.
No, that's not Buda
No,
Baker.
not DeAndre Baker. Not
No.
DeAndre Baker. Well, he was he's rated the best cornerback to come out in college that year, but he had character issues.
He got
Yeah.
time.
And it's starting to rear his head a little bit. 1 year in the league already. You would think you just gotta have better.
What college you go to?
That's what I was about to say.
Georgia. In the SEC, in the best conference, the best competition.
I think I remember.
Hopefully he get it together, man. I hope he do. Like whatever he go through, hopefully he come out on top and learn from
But
it.
you just gotta put yourself in better position, man. You can't put yourself in that position when you got that type title and money with you.
Well, speaking of position, I mean,
gotta be
we're
smart about
in
things.
quarantine, so they were at a party. That
That's what
was
I'm
just
saying.
like
you
first thing first.
can't put
You know
yourself
what
in
I'm
that
saying?
position. You can't put yourself in that position.
You gotta have better judgment, but
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
why boys
that's
age
just
is
to go
22.
back to early timers that we talked about. Like we in quarantine. you and your brother go get an Airbnb for a party. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Earl Thomas was quit the wrong
You in
party.
the house, but you still having a party.
The wrong party, too.
Yes, this is the wrong kind of party.
No comment. Anything else y'all want to add to it?
I didn't have much to add to that anyway. It just, it was.
It was a dumbass situation.
It's
It was
just
just
dumb
a dumbass
decisions.
situation.
Pray for the young
yeah.
boys, and that's all we can do. Pray for everybody involved.
Police department added their teams and everything in the tweet. That joint was crazy.
Yeah.
Social media, wow.
Well, we reached out to social media, aforementioned social media you just spoke of, and we asked people to give feedback. We encourage feedback all the time, and leaving comments in our videos that we posting on YouTube. And we ask people to just ask us a question. It could be anything. No bad question. No bad questions. Just reach out. We wanted to name that what's your opinion on. So we would each, it's a little pun intended using our name, but we wanted to get our
Without any further ado.
no further ado. No, the question came in from __ mother on Instagram __. And the question is, do you think a person's childhood experiences affect the way they are in their present relationships? So once again, I'm going to read it again. Do you think a person's childhood experiences affect the way they are in their present relationships?
I need a second to think about that.
Yes.
That's
I believe so, because what you grow up on is basically what you see, is what you know. It becomes a part of you. So if you was very standoffish as when you were young, then when you being in a relationship, when you had to deal with the other person, the person that you're dealing with, other side of the family and things like that, that standoffish, that distance and everything could come into effect, and it could definitely affect your relationship also. So I believe so. I believe it does.
You mean from like childhood? I'm trying to think. I think past relationships maybe, but not necessarily childhood. Not all the time. Obviously, everything don't apply to everybody for every childhood, but
I guess it's more like the way you was raised, coming up. Because I feel
yeah,
like
if
you're gonna say
just the way you look at relationships. I was raised my mom and dad been married
right
my whole life, so that's all I seen coming up. But I'm not married right now. I don't really look forward to it right now. So
look forward.
It's I don't know. I don't know how to really think about that.
I think it does.
Marriage come up and get everybody a little stickies.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. To Dre's point, what's the saying? You're a product of your environment. But I also believe that to a certain extent, though. So, if you growing up in a household and shit, I always rap to all my niggas too. When you with somebody in a relationship, I hear so many times with some people, anyway, that you trying to stay together for the kids or whatever the situation is. You know what I mean? But you're not happy. I wouldn't say that that's the best thing, even for me from the outside looking in, but just as an individual period, we all got one life to live. Mm-hmm. So if you sitting there and you're not happy in the lifestyle that, or in the life that you have right now, and you just staying together because of the kids, I think you got to keep in mind too that the kids are seeing that shit. Mm-hmm. So if mom and dad, if they come home and they don't communicate or something like that, then the kids notice that shit, and they may grow up and be like, well, this is just a relationship. We don't have to communicate. We like each other, but we got kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain stuff like that picks up. Now, on the other end of that, the environment that you what the fuck I said earlier, that saying, I forgot that fast. Product of environment. I'm sorry. I think when we're adults, we have the know of what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I don't always agree with people who say, and men in particular, this is how my dad was, or This is what I saw growing up, so this is all I know. And it's just like, nah, that's not what you know. Like, you know right from you know right from wrong. You got the ability to say that I don't want to deal with this, or I want to do better for that matter. You get what I'm saying? So,
and then a lot of people might not grew up with one of their parents in the household, so they could grow up, and when they get older, they could be like, oh well, my mom wasn't here, so I don't know how to treat somebody like this, or my dad wasn't here, so I don't know how to treat somebody like this, you know. And it's just like, but you know right from wrong at the same time.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, your childhood could definitely affect it, man.
I think it's destined to. I think there's no way it doesn't. I think because I think each of us have had different, you know, experiences growing up, and I think it definitely moves you into different ways, a different paths, or just different things that matter to you, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not even relationship, but just in life in general. Like, if you grew up not really being standoffish, kind of, and you know, you go to your friends, when you come to your friends with everything, you know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to family, you might not be so engaged with that because you're so used to just, you know what I'm saying, engaging with your friends more than often. Like, I know some people, including myself sometimes, when the family have something, I might not be too engaged with it. But if my friends hit me up, like, with anything, I'm there. Regardless.
That's
you know
real.
what I'm saying?
That's
so
real.
That could play a part too. And that's all part of coming from my childhood, because basically my friends now, I basically knew for years now, 10 plus years, I knew people that I knew. So
we I forgot what was the real topic of that conversation that we had like months ago and shit, but I was basically, you know, pouring out to y'all and shit that I feel with our family, we really know our family like at surface level. We know a lot of our family members at like surface level and not on a deeper level. So what you're saying as far as like our friends and like how close we all are and whatnot, like we know each other's shit.
We know each other inside
out.
Inside
out. Right. But you know, with your family, it's just like you don't have that connection.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't rub the wrong way.
Like, you know, and I said it like that. I mean, it's kind of fucked up when you think about it. And at that point, I kind of did want to just be like, I wanted to get to know my family a little bit better, you know, and I think that's good for everybody too. But I think if a lot of people just look at it in that sense, like how we deal with our family members, you realize how much of a service level that you really know them and not know in depth. And I'm not saying everybody's, not always everybody, but I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, you know, I have a lot of family members that I'm not close. I'm not really close with my family, and we all just like kind of like got our own lives and our things going on, our families. You know what I mean? We in different proximities, different time zones. Some of us, you know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the things I always subconsciously and always told myself I want to, you know, get closer or have my sons and my kids be closer with their family, so it's just like the next generation start to cultivate and be close, like soul food. Like I like just getting together
like every Sunday like for dinner and stuff like that,
man.
It's funny when you hear that shit, but that's real though. You know,
family's not close like that anymore. I think the template now is just, you know what I'm saying, being together for a little bit and then breaking up, and
even if it's for like holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and things like that. Like holidays matter. Like when you grow up and you having a dinner at somebody's house, and then another family member is having a dinner at another, instead of just everybody having it together, it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying?
I think you feel like you gotta put two sides and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes it's like,
pressure like that.
I can't come, but I want to come here. You know, like why can't
everybody do that? My mom would mad.
Yeah. Well, I always make sure I like show love and get a plate from everyone.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely make my rounds.
I ain't gotta worry about me not showing
up.
But
why we gotta make the rounds instead of just, you know what I'm saying, we just all have it together.
And, you know, some people can't
cook.
Know,
it'd be like low key beef sometimes. Like Yeah, you know, a lot of times it be like that. Like,
Right, but that's family. That's what I mean. Family's gonna go through that.
Don't eat them greens.
Family.
Some motherfuckers can't
Skip over that tater salad.
You know,
Skip over that tater salad.
every year. You know who made that, right?
Shirley.
Oh, Cheryl made that. Got some onions up in there.
No.
I feel you with that though. That do make sense, man.
Yep.
So so you guys go on a date. You guys been on a date before?
Have I been on a date before?
Have you ever been on a date?
Yes.
Have you ever been on a
Yes.
date?
Yes.
1 or 2.
1 or 2
1 or 2.
in your esteemed career. Well, if you go on a date with a young lady, expensive restaurant. Expensive restaurant. Or just any restaurant. I mean, which restaurant can you go to where you ain't it's not expensive anyway? Like Applebee's? You know what I mean? 2 for $20. I mean...
I'll bet.
I'll bet.
So we're
Is this like realistic or?
Coke, what are you talking about? Like Outback though? Like, you ain't talking about the Outback.
This is a real scenario.
no, because it came from the dude Kaz. The
On
dude,
Instagram?
yeah, it came from the dude Kaz Fest, right?
Yeah, but
something like that, basically.
yeah.
You know,
a derivation of it.
yeah. All right, well, just to go back to he had something. What was it? Like the scenario. What was the scenario and shit? Man?
Which one you
The one I'm
talking about? Because I got
Yeah.
his page up now.
A guy going on a date, he pays.
Yeah, his
expensive
birthday a couple
restaurant.
of days away, and he's at
the
the guy's birthday's a couple of days away. He's at an expensive restaurant with a girl. It's their first date, and he asks the girl, would she pay the tip? Mm-hmm. One of my associate, y'all homie, Triz, he put on his IG, asked the question, was like, was that cool? Like, or would you drop him or some shit like that? 67% of women said that shit was cool. I posted it again and was like, this is why there are so many women that say niggas ain't shit. I would never ask a woman to pay, I wouldn't ask her at all.
On a first date?
Actually, I wouldn't ask her at all,
Right.
period.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask her.
To pay for a tip.
Yeah,
Like, as a nigga. But
It is a good gesture, and it says something about the woman.
What?
I mean, I think it's a good gesture sometimes.
It's not a good gesture if you ask for her to pay
Not
the tip.
asking
Now,
for it. You shouldn't. I'm
No,
never
no,
asking
no,
you
no,
to
no.
pay the tip.
If
If she
you
does that,
ask,
like
if she offer it, that's different. But on the
Still not
first
right.
date,
definitely not.
I feel like
No,
you're a man. You're obligated
pay
to
for
just
that
cash
shit.
out.
Yeah,
the
you
first
pay for it.
date.
Not on the
The
first date.
Unless she just fishing.
I don't
Cash
even
out.
know.
The first,
First
second,
date.
third
Yeah.
date, whenever.
I'm probably not-
You just cash out.
probably not
regardless.
dating
First
a
date
woman
matters,
who
man.
asks
You're
that
making a
shit,
first
bro.
impression.
Making a
So
first
you cannot
impression.
like.
You don't want to
that's
be
tacky.
like,
That's
yo,
tacky.
I got.
But it depends on
I got
what
the
first
tab,
date
you got
at,
the tip.
though. 'Cause
Like,
it
but
It
that's
don't matter
the-
to ask
All right,
for it.
so
to ask
No,
for
I'm
it.
not talking about the ask for that, but I'm saying you trying to make like sometimes your first impression, you're not trying to make a last.
She trying to make a first
You
impression
trying to
on
make
you
a quick
too.
one.
That's my whole point with dating, period. But we're not going to get into that. What I'm saying is just staying in what was asked, specifically in that. I even got women that commented to me was just like, "Well, I'll be cool with it because you don't know what's going on." And I'm just like, "No,
Yeah,
that's
then,
not.
Then you going,
That's
be
not
cool
how.
with it, then
You know what I'm
gonna
saying?
write
Exactly." And I'm like, "That's
chat
not
and
how
right.
you. That's not how you do that."
Right.
First of all, if you in a situation like that and the bill $200 like that nigga should have never took you there in the first place. If you want to ask for a tip, like the nigga should have never brought you in the first place. If he want to ask you for a tip,
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of. Well, I can't say that, but like people be like, "Oh, I was just doing this to test you." Like we grown. Like come on.
yeah, I ain't doing all that shit.
Nah, yeah, that's
People
too much energy.
People be saying this. I was just doing this to test this and that. Like, I'm gonna pay the tip. Like, it's cool. I got the bill in the tip. Like, it ain't about
I
me.
mean, if you want to do that, you. Either,
I mean, I just feel like if you paying a bill, like I just feel like the tip is like it comes naturally
Right.
with that. Like you know what I'm saying, it's not like
I was doing
like,
that shit as
I
a child.
I get the waiter, the waitress my card or cash or whatever, and then I look to you like, yo, so you gonna add the extra dub on it, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna add that dub on it? Like, yeah, you know how exactly. It just look corny. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Like
I wish we had a female in here now. So I'm like,
She be grinding us up, and she be like, nah.
Yeah. To be honest, I would look at her. I would look at her crazy if she said she would let it happen.
I want to hear their perspective. Like I would definitely want to hear their perspective.
We gotta get that
like live. Like just
what
they had to say about it or whatever.
We gotta reach out to some females, man. We need some
Man,
females.
cash out.
Cash
Cash out.
females.
When you go to them expensive restaurants, cash out.
For some
If you don't want
perspectives.
cash out, go for that 2 for $20.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Go
what if
she
to
taking you
Longhorn
out?
or something.
She
You know what I'm
taking you
saying?
out?
What you mean?
What if she taking you out and
I'm not paying no tip.
Not on the
If-
first date.
See,
No,
that-
I'm not
that's-
saying
No, I mean first
She-
date.
she asked me out.
Just
You
in,
taking me out.
just in general, I mean, yeah, if you want to take me
Yo,
out.
I mean, I've been out with some thrill women, but
oh, yeah.
I'm
Women.
never.
you the man?
Damn.
Put the list on it. He had the list
Right,
on
right.
it.
You hear it?
He says I've been out with some third women's.
So what I was saying was.
What I saying was.
Yeah, D Wade took that. D Wade definitely took that. Took that.
Yo, you drunk?
Yeah, man. Let's get back on the road.
I'm like, but what I was trying to say was, I would never ask for somebody just to pay for the tip. If I'm gonna pay, then I'm going to pay for the whole fucking thing. But I've been out with women that's just like they paid for the whole fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I wouldn't even return and be like, yo, listen to me take the tip. Nah, you saying you want to pay for it, then go ahead and pay for it. And that's a true thing to me, to be honest. But we not going to do that.
required.
Like it's not required, but it's the true thing.
Yeah,
Remember, I went out one time, but it was the first date. I had went out one time, and this is when I didn't even have a will. I was with the girl, and she picked me up and everything, but we went out to eat. I left my wallet in her car. And I'm like, shit. I'm gonna run back to your car real quick. Now I'm gonna grab my, wallet and I'm gonna pay for everything. It's like, no, don't worry about it. You just pay for that shit right then and there. Like, it didn't ask me for nothing else after that. You know what I'm saying?
What
So
did you do after that?
we
Did you
not,
sit us some heads or you just kept it moving?
we not going to talk about what.
Probably thought
But we not going to talk about.
She probably like,
that was the
he's gonna
last
walk
thing.
to the well and not come back.
no, she thought he was calling an Uber when he was
No.
he was dipping.
I wasn't going to dip on her. We was having a good
She
fucking
know
time.
that.
But, I mean, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case was, she had ended up paying for it. And I thought, I was like, damn, that was real true. She ain't say
Something like
nothing
that
else
happened
about
before.
it. You know?
That's a similar situation happened. She
You know
was
what
just
I'm
like, no. But it happened.
But I wasn't at a restaurant that was like $200 for the tab either. So that was different.
Mine was with
Like you went to taco night.
You all right?
I know you went to taco night, nigga.
Niggas, so how you are Mexican? You know what I mean?
Y'all watch Insecure?
No,
Did y'all watch it?
Yeah,
watched
when they up and ran down the tab on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. When they up and ran down the tab on
That was
her.
hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Who ran out on the table on who? They ran off on
Issa
befriended.
shit.
Issa made some friends at a painting set.
Or so she thought.
It was
Yeah,
at
so
the
she
paint
thought-
sip, and the girl was getting married. She was about to get married, so they were just out, just at
They
the
had a
paint
checklist.
sip,
They had a
and then they
checklist.
was gonna go to the bar. Now, come to find out, they had a checklist of like befriending a friend, a
Scavenger
new
hunt.
friend.
It was a scavenger hunt.
You know what I'm saying?
Scavenger
Yeah,
hunt?
basically, yeah. So basically, they became cool with Issa, and
Damn, I got short in my cup.
she came with the wine. Issa came over to the table with the wine. They ain't had no wine at the table, so she thought that the paint and sip, like they came with the sip, but it didn't. So she came with the wine. So they became cool. They started talking or whatever. They sat at the table. They chilling. So they asked Issa like, "Yo, you want to go to the bar with us?" So she like, "All right, yeah, cool." So two of them, Issa and another one, got up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, when they said
Now, while they in different stalls, the one John
She dipped
left
out.
with her friends and left
Yeah.
Issa with the tab and everything like that. So yeah, that was crazy.
And that was one of the things,
But that was just one of the
dash on
things
somebody
that happened in
and
the
you tip
episode.
that on somebody.
So that's the whole episode was about a diner date?
No.
This is-
That's
I
just
think,
with the question.
Yeah, he was just relating.
I was
that
just
shit.
relating with when y'all asked.
Oh,
Like,
no,
dang,
I-
somebody ran out on her, like, and I was just
Yeah.
letting you know what happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
I'm about to say,
Nah.
I hope they ain't waste the whole
I personally think the episode was just about her, just trying something different because her and Molly had that spat or whatnot.
Well, I still didn't see the other one either.
Whatever. So Molly.
Issa was supposed to put
Jordan
hands
was
on
on,
him, man. Issa was supposed to put hands on Molly, man.
So Molly and her still had that.
Hands on her?
Yeah, I hate
That
Molly.
spat. Yeah, they was like arguing. They was beefing. They had a whole fucking fight or whatever, basically. But
They stepped to each other.
yeah. So this episode was basically her just avoiding Molly, not even calling her or whatever. And then everything that came up, Molly actually called her selfish. So I felt like throughout this, user and selfish. So I felt like in this episode, Issa was trying to overly make herself open to, you know what I mean? Yeah. To people and help them and shit like that.
I'm gonna use people, right? I help people. This is what I would.
Yeah, so even just befriending these new people, she went out by herself to do that. You know what I'm saying? And was helping this old ass nigga just to make it look like she wasn't selfish or whatnot. And it was just backfiring, man.
Mm.
Like that's why I don't talk to people I don't fucking know. Like I'm dead ass, man. Like y'all know me, man.
Yeah,
I don't really fuck with people I don't know.
Also
but I also try. But I also tried to, as I was getting older and shit, and even in college, I was getting older. I was like, man, I just need to be open to meeting different people. But every time I do that, some weird shit happens, yo. And I just keep to myself, yo. Like it's just.
Every time I try to
it'd be weird, yo. And I'm like, this is why I don't do that shit, man. Like, what was you saying about it though? You said
I felt like Issa was basically trying to occupy her time. I felt like she was just trying to do a bunch of things that just to cleaning out her refrigerator, cleaning up her house. These is all day projects. She was just trying to keep her mind off of it, but in the back of her mind, she was just waiting for that call from Molly. Yeah, and because she wants Molly to apologize this time because it's usually her. It's usually Issa that's apologizing when they have a little falling out or something said, or so Issa is feeling like she don't want to have to be the one that reaches out every time they have a falling out.
Right. And also, it was a pride thing, too. Right.
Yeah, and it's a pride thing, so...
How are y'all after arguments?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. How are y'all after arguments?
Everybody's prideful. Everybody's like, I'm not calling.
I'm standoffish. I ain't reaching out.
Pride.
That's just me.
Well, you told me you wanted to beat me up this weekend?
Beat me up. Pause. But even when...
She was
cruising full bruise.
But even when
that nigga is pissing me off.
Issa saw Molly inside the restaurant.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It could have been easy for her to go in there and talk to her like that, but her pride was just like, you know what? I'm always reaching out.
But
I'm always the one to speak up first. So her pride was just like, just turn around and don't even go in there.
This what I think it was though. Also, she was looking at Molly in the window, and Molly was just like smiling and having a good time
on the phone and stuff, chilling.
It wasn't like she was like, damn,
the restaurant,
like you all in there, but you could have reached out to me,
or you just living your best life and you don't even. It's really eating
care.
at me. It's I'm feeling bad about this, but you having a good time. It's like any other night,
right?
How many more episodes left of Insecure?
I think it's 10 this season, right?
Yeah, they got 10.
10. It's usually 8. So
Jordan drawn over, so I'm gonna really watch it now. I just can't watch that shit on Sunday nights. So I might Jordan on. Like, I'm sorry.
Man, pour some more in, man.
Oh, speaking of
All right.
But you might as well be the bartender. Lane's Carpet Cleaning is a family-owned business emphasizing customer satisfaction. We focus on delivering the best carpet cleaning and upholstery service experience one can find. Our top-notch cleaning service can help extend the life of your furnishings. Contact Lane's Carpet Cleaning for more info. You won't be disappointed. That's Lane's Carpet Cleaning, Lane's _carpet _cleaning on Instagram. Good Space Studio, which provides a photography space to rent for photographers and creators alike, promoting good creations, good vibes. Follow at Good Space Studio PHL on IG and Facebook. That's Good Space Studio PHL on Instagram and Facebook. Anyway, man, The Last Dance, the last 2 episodes came on. 9 and 10.
Yes.
The Last Dance, Michael Jordan That super documentary, docu-series. That shit was amazing, man. Each episode was crazy.
Nah.
I think it was a great docu-series.
I liked it.
I loved it. I'm glad
I
they pushed it up for us to watch it during this
my
quarantine.
How about that
But
shit?
I'll
dog?
lead off, man, with a crazy thing that I got from this episode. So y'all know the whole part when they was talking about Steve Kerr's dad,
Right?
and you know he went over to Beirut and he was a professor and things like that. Steve Kerr, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, played with Michael Jordan. Got sacked by Michael Jordan also, but
I thought that was Paxson. Oh no, Steve Kerr did get socked in the docu.
But his dad got killed on my birthday in the same year. So I was born January 18th, 1984.
Dang.
And that day,
Hold on.
You guys the same thing.
What years ago?
Yo.
What years ago?
is
That's what it said.
May 15th.
That was very observant.
May 15th. What's today?
Who said that was the very same day?
Yo, that was the same day.
May 18th. May 18th, man.
So that makes you how old?
38, 36? 36.
What?
36 years old, man.
Yeah,
I mean 37 in January. But, man.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, I'm old as shit, but.
Like Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah. But it's crazy, man. I just thought it was a coincidence that his dad died, and then, you know, they brought that whole situation up, and it's just
Why's that a
same day I was born.
Huh? You can shoot? Why's that a coincidence? Why was that a coincidence?
The nigga said you can shoot.
Because it was the same day I was born, and then that's when Steve Kerr died. That's crazy.
But some Joe got shit to do with it.
Don't listen to these assholes, man. Those are assholes.
Shady nothing.
Y'all talking
That
about
shit
me.
don't got nothing to do with each other. Like, you ain't playing a league or nothing. Like, this nigga don't even know.
I was born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
Yo, wait, is that a fact though?
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact.
Yo, bring it back, man. Bring it back. So yeah, so how did you feel about Mike? Because you kind of basically, well, you older than us, so you've been more aware of what was going on at that time.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that I didn't already know. You know what I'm saying? I think it did show me another perspective now that I'm older and I understand the game differently. I see things differently now just watching basketball, and now going back and seeing Jordan. Hey man, I just understand the whole triangle offense, all that kind of stuff. I just understand it differently. And he was always a dog, and I knew he always was push people into and will them into to win. Yeah, I already knew everything that was in the show. It was good to see, and it was narrated well and all that, and put together really well, it was directed and all that. But it's all the stuff that I already knew about Jordan, and just understanding the game. It just put it more into a light because now I just know what it takes to win. I've seen to win 2 3-peats. That's crazy.
Yeah,
to win 2 3-peats. He really was crazy, man. He was best defender, one of the best defenders, obviously the best scorer. He was just ahead of everybody. I remember Shaq said something. He said Michael was a 10 and everybody else was like 8, 7, and 8. You know what I mean? And that kind of is accurate.
What you say?
You know what I'm saying? Like Blackbird is great, but Michael Jordan is like that much better than him. Like, he probably is like a grade or 2 higher than.
I think Mike the GOAT. I think that's undisputed. And it's coming from a Brian fan. Like Mike the GOAT. I can't really argue that. We gonna have our slander Mike episode though.
I'm not.
Mike averaged in the 6th finals. Mike averaged over 33.
That's wild.
In the 6th.
That's wild. Mike the GOAT.
Like, that's wild.
So,
and to be one of the one of the best defenders, and to still average 6 rebounds, 7, 8 assists on top of the over the 33
and steals, and all first.
But if Scottie was guarding the best player, how is he considered the best defender? Because he got that one drawing back.
That whole
He was a good
sequence,
defender.
That whole sequence.
They both was always on all defensive teams. They both was always.
Don't do it, Wade. Don't get. All right,
That sequence when Mike made the layup, came down, stole the ball from Carmelo, and then that's when he came down to the little Brian Russell push off. I think like that whole sequence right there in the finals, Game 6, like that right there, like put the stamp on everything.
So those moments, it was just like
it was just.
I remember where
moments.
I was at, where I was.
Yeah, it was just moments, dog. Like it was.
Do y'all really believe 5 people delivering Mike pizza and he got food poisoning? Or was that bullshit, like just on some overproduced shit?
I believe it.
I don't believe 5 people. I'm just like, well, I guess because people want to get a glimpse of him and see him.
I don't feel
Yeah,
like,
why is that hard to believe?
I just feel like Mike produced this shit and like we didn't never see like nothing that was really like everything was like made to cater to looking like he playing or like he looked like motherfuckers say something to him 7 years before they even playing ball. He like, that's why I cooked his ass.
Yo,
I just asked, can I get in front of you in line?
That's why I cooked Larry Johnson. The only thing with that is, all right, if he had the flu, he was sick. That's all he had to say was he had the flu, he was sick. Yeah, he didn't have to bring up the whole pizza thing. So I believe it. So you would have to. I mean, I believe it.
So what he's saying is he didn't have the flu though. What do you?
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, where's the flu game? Like, all right.
But that was the narrative. That was the narrative.
People was buying the sneaks and all that. Oh, I'm getting the flu game Jordans.
That was the narrative at the time.
Yeah, that was
nobody knew for sure.
Yeah, it was food poisoning. Like he ate too much cheese. That's all.
I think they did do something to
it.
They might have did something to it. It was in Utah, right? It was in Utah when he got. He was.
You can't put nothing past the people.
Yeah,
I also think I'm now that we talking about it, I'm thinking about all the times that he was like, I took that personal. He must have said that shit at least 11 times.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed like overly produced.
I don't think it's overly produced.
No, but I believe that's how he really was.
No, I don't think it's overly produced.
That's how he was.
I just think he was just. That was just the competitive nature in him.
Yeah, that was his mentality.
If you say anything to him that wasn't a compliment, oh, you coming for me?
Yeah, if he took it as disrespect,
you know how every time we talk shit to you, you say bet it. That's how he is.
Bet, nigga.
But that's how he is. And he got the money. And he got the money to back up any bet you want to
bet.
Personal.
All right, bet.
Personal.
He was retired.
That's all I'm saying.
And Brian Russell came to him was like, "Yo, why you retired? You know I could guard you and this and that."
Brian Russell.
And then he just started doing Brian Russell so dirty when he came back. He put him right on his list. And he was doing them dirty ever since. He did them dirty.
Had a couple game winners.
It's Byron Russell was definitely Kawhi Leonard. It's hard as shit to score on him.
Byron Russell was considered a good defender at the time.
Compared to,
I think Prime Mike. I think Prime Mike was scoring anybody.
I think compared.
I think Prime Mike was scoring anybody.
Compared to what Quay was saying, though, I feel
that. That's not what I'm saying.
Prime Mike. If Prime Kawhi was sticking in Prime Mike.
No, Mike
still had 30.
Let me say this though. I think compared to what Quay was saying is that he said that he saw everything in Mike or he knew everything before. It was just a lot of shit I did not realize about Mike.
What's something?
I just think as far as being a person, you know what I'm saying? Like you see this dominant figure of Mike, and you see how great he is, but to be able to listen to him in his own words explain what he was going through. Take it back to a couple episodes ago when we were talking about Mike, and he was talking about getting the people around him to understand the common goal that he was going through, and he was like crying about that shit. Like
they felt like I'm a bully.
They felt like I'm a bully, but to him it's just like I'm trying to prepare y'all for battle, man. And that's just all I want to do is prepare for battle, and I want to win.
Yeah, but Mike had picks because he wasn't calling Dennis Rodman no hoe and no.
But he said
that's another thing though. That's another thing of understanding the players around you too. And we could talk about that. Right. That was a whole nother thing, with the docu that you realized with fucking Dennis. We all knew that Dennis was wild, but we didn't understand to the extent that Phil, Mike, Pippen, and all of them understood how wild Dennis was to let him do what he do. Right. You could never have a player right now go to fucking Vegas in the middle of the season for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like
He went to
and skipping practice at that.
Skipping fucking practice.
It's not like you did it after practice. He did it. He skipped practice to go do it.
But look, this is the crazy. It was a televised event. It wasn't even like.
But he was going for
It was WrestleMania.
Like, it was televised. Like,
WrestleMania.
Vegas, and then we talking about WrestleMania with the same fucking pajamas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He went to WrestleMania. He went to WrestleMania pajamas pants and came to practice the next day in the same pajama pants.
them pajama pants is as legendary as he
And
is.
the parade he wore.
That's bad.
And pajama pants.
They bad.
Like, yo.
They bad pants.
Bad pants. They done
Bad
made
Dirtball, man.
They call him a dirt.
No, but it definitely opened it up to the human side of Mike. Like I appreciate that, you know.
And the way he talked about the guy Gus, the security head of the security.
Oh yeah, they looked at it as like a father figure
Yeah,
after his
that's it,
father
yeah.
passed and shit. Which honestly, Gus as a security guy, I mean, we could.
Yeah.
That sound like a security guy. Gus the
Yeah.
security guy.
But it don't matter.
But he wasn't.
Gus wasn't.
He really wasn't
protecting
security.
shit.
Like, he just,
Oh yeah, Mike.
Not Gus the fuck
Cook,
out.
Cook
you
said,
know.
"Yo, Mike's security team gonna get him down." He said, "Mike's team gonna get him down."
Yo,
Talk about
I don't know what Gus was protecting.
his luggage.
Oh,
He
man.
wasn't protecting Mike.
Real shit, yo. Gus
Wasn't
wasn't the
protecting Mike,
one,
man,
bro.
but-
I like the documentary though.
The
I
documentary
wanted
was
to come
cool,
on.
man. It was cool. It'll be on Netflix next week.
Next week?
Probably. The way things is getting expedited to Netflix right
I want
now.
to watch
But
them Jones.
the way that they did Mike John, you only gotta imagine that they had to do one for Kobe and they gotta do one for Brian. When all said is done, I said yesterday in the chat, it'd have been dope to do one like 5 years on Kobe. But when I said it, I
the whole Lakers.
just meant it
that
as
dynasty.
yeah,
They
that
did
dynasty.
three-peat.
Yeah.
I really just meant it as I wish Kobe was going to be still alive to do something like that, 'cause to have him in real time.
Right, having real time.
Talk
and
about
explain
what
it.
Comment
going
on
on.
this.
You
But
know,
honestly, all they could do is just move to the next year when Phil Jackson left, because all he did was went to the Lakers
But what?
Did the same
and did the same thing. So
How many years did Kobe not win? Like after they won them 3 when Shaq was there, how many years before he got his other 2? Because I think
09?
I think
it
that
was like
09.
7 seasons.
7 seasons between his chips.
I think it
no,
was.
no, it wasn't 7.
Man, don't
They
make us lie, man.
2000
They lost to the Pistons. They lost to the Pistons in 04.
So 2000. No, it was
It might have been
2004.
5-6 years.
No, it was 2000, 2001, and 2002.
2004, and then the Lakers beat the Celtics. I want to say in 08 or 09. So it might have been 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I
It
thought
might
it was,
be
I thought it was
I
like
think
10. My bad.
I think somehow making
2002 and 2009 and 2010.
so 7 years.
7 years.
Damn.
Right.
And that's too much of a distance. But I would like, if that was a shorter thing, I would like them to document the first 3 with Shaq, that grind going through them 7 losing years,
Yeah.
and getting back to championship status.
But then you,
I
but
would
you
love
also,
shit,
but you
that's
still,
gonna be
but
wrong
and
shit.
you gotta go between the
win.
beefs.
They could-
You gotta go with
that's
the
the
beefs
added
that
part
him and
of
Shaq
it.
had too. You gotta do that too.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, but
That would be
all
a
they
great
gotta
story.
do-
That goes
That's
without
a
saying.
great story.
It
That's a
all
good
gotta
story.
be-
And at
the
first
beefs
it looked
and
like
everything.
Shaq won because
And you can have
Shaq got a
Shaq,
chip.
and you can have Shaq
Right.
playing that Mike sitting in the crib role. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We can't have
No,
Kobe.
Kobe
You gotta
gonna
have
have
Shaq
a
in there
drawing. They
slinging.
got to. Kobe too great. Like he
No. Kobe could be the main person, but as far as like being in the crib,
like narrating.
yeah, narrating it.
Yeah.
I mean, either Shaq or Phil. One of them gotta do it.
So this is just me asking, who you think got the better story as far as looking at the documentary that just came out with the Bulls? Who you think would have the most intriguing documentary between Kobe and LeBron?
I think Brown would, because Brown went through so much more.
Brown been in the spotlight since.
With making that
Kobe
decision
is
to go to
too, but
Miami and the
Brown.
whole show and everything.
Yeah, but Brown was #1 pick.
All the
in high
criticism. Brown was the biggest thing coming up. Like Brown was bigger than Kobe in high school.
school.
He was bigger than Brown was bigger than you could say Brown was almost bigger than Mike in college.
Yeah, Brian came up here.
The way Mike was in North
thinking of
Carolina,
Reese Rice. And the
Brown
whole
might have been bigger than
career.
that in St. Mary's.
I'm gonna actually say Kobe, and I say Kobe because the Brian had success coming right into the league. He already had success. He may not have like a whole team success, but he had success coming into the league
Individually.
They made
individually.
the playoffs the next year, right?
Kobe in his like first 2 seasons struggled. You know what I'm saying? Being like the high school phenomenon that he was, he struggled in his first 2 years. Then he went on that streak of winning when Shaq came in and they got the championships. Then it was a whole turmoil with Shaq when they lost the championships, and then they traded Shaq. In that gap that we were talking about, the 7-year gap to him getting back to where he needed to be to win a championship. To then again just fall off and be the great basketball player that he is, but not have the team around him to have the winning success that he had.
He's old.
I think that whole like up and down situation and him probably being able to describe it, which again would have been great. R.I.P. Kobe, would have been great for him to describe like what he was going throughout his whole career, that up and down. Yeah. I think that would have made for a little better. Will make for a better story than LeBron, which is LeBron's whole story too. That's something to talk about also because he was the number one pick.
Always up here.
Yeah, but I feel like with Brian shit is always was his career as a whole was always ascending.
Yeah,
I don't feel like Brian's career was really much of a roller coaster. It was always ascending. Even with the losses, I feel like he was still ascending because even the losses that he had, they were kind of expected going against the teams that he had.
Yeah, but nobody says that when they talk about this.
But not even that. But it's like
they don't.
I gotta disagree with you on that.
It's not that you expect it, but it's like, all right, he lost this, but he'll be
the
back.
Miami ones.
But it's like he'll be back next year anyway. So it don't matter.
Oh, you mean
like,
you mean the Warriors ones? They was expected.
I think the Warrior ones was more expected.
How many times you think LeBron was favored in his non-finals?
Yeah.
You said never.
Yes.
I ain't gonna go with never.
I ain't gonna go with
never. Well, yeah, like
no, he had to be
Miami year.
He had to be with the Heat. No, he had to be favorites when he first got to the Heat.
Yeah,
when they played Dallas.
When
he played Dallas,
4 years.
They was favored that year.
He was there for 4 years.
Right, so they was favored. I think they was.
They wasn't, but I don't think they was favored in all of them. Jones. I don't think they was favored in that.
Personally, I think they were favored. Okay. I don't know about.
They was definitely favorites against Dallas when he was playing.
Definitely favorites.
It was him, Wade, and Bosh together. They was favorites regardless.
They was underdogs to the Thunder there first. I
didn't believe that, but I personally wouldn't look on paper and be like,
I already know we look at that. You know, that's our shit. Like,
I know that, but I'm just saying I don't think they were underdogs. Personally, I don't think they were underdogs. Right. I know officially they probably underdogs. I don't think they were underdogs. Those 4 years when him in Miami, I don't think they was fucking underdogs. I think all them Jones he was expected to win. He had Wade and Bosh. They were the top 5 players in the league at that time.
They had two.
Bosh was
top 10. I'm sorry, Bosh was top 10.
Top 10.
Bosh was top 25.
They were top 10. I think they were top 10.
Top 10. Bosh was top
10. You have 3 of the top 10 players on your team. I think you're expected to win a championship. Yeah. Especially if you're in the championship.
No, you do. You are. Listen, I'm a Brown fan. That dollar shit is inexcusable. I don't never. You go back on my Facebook. I was killing Brown. Like. Yeah, that's inexcusable. Like
on Facebook,
it's nothing.
Me had to get a ball head. Man, I lost a bet at the court. Man, lost a bet the cook, man.
Yeah, you look like
lost a bet, man. I'm a Heat fan.
You look like you were recovering.
I'm getting back. Excuse me.
That's another.
What you say? Roofy train. Somebody got a problem, Houston.
I lost a bet, and then it was either $50 or a baldy.
What was the bet though?
The Heat would beat the Mavericks in the.
So you ain't want to pay the 50?
No, I just said I got the baldy.
You got the baldy.
I got the baldy. I was cool with the baldy.
You went to the barbershop.
I might get one this summer, man.
You went to the barbershop and got the baldy.
Yeah, I thought my job.
So you done paid half to get the baldy. You should have just paid the 50.
Quay could have just.
I actually saved.
It looked like he could have.
Yeah, I know you saved. You paid half. You paid half.
I just got a whole.
You paid half the 50.
Save Quay. Fight for Quay. Look like he could have passed out some bands for him.
I look sick.
You look like
bad ball for Quay.
Bad ball, dude.
Comments.
Like comment and shit.
Comments. So who was you about to say something?
No, go ahead. I'm done. We had a whole other debate episode about that. You know, I go on the tangent. Let's
finish off, man. Finish basketball, man. Not the greatest players of all time, but who would be your most favorite? Your favorite players. It can be fucking Drazen Petrovic, and you know what I mean. Whoever was your favorite players of all time. Not the best. Not the
Top
actual
3 or
best.
top 5?
You can go
Top
three.
three.
You want 3?
Top 3, man.
Alright,
three.
so my top 3 favorites, Brian number 1. I mean, Brian not number 1, but he's one of them. I'm gonna go Brian, AI, but y'all know my favorite player, Baron Davis. Like,
That's your 3.
So that's 3, 2, 1. Or
it ain't ranked,
not
it ain't
in
ranked, but
specific
Baron Davis
order.
is my number 1 favorite player ever. Like, I don't know what it is. I just something attracted me to Diddy game, and
B Diddy.
that's my man. That's my favorite player.
So Baron Davis.
Brian and AI.
Brian
AI,
and
made,
AI.
AI made me fall in love with basketball. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
just
your
think
3.
Brian just great. That's my 3.
I know yours is
I gotta explain my
AI.
favorite.
Yours is AI. Like,
AI, my favorite player, man.
Yeah.
Die hard. I think being as though like he played here, that took it to another level.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you didn't know that he was from Virginia Beach, you would really think he was from Philly.
Yeah.
Like just the way he carried himself,
He fit the city.
like he fit the city.
Yeah.
It was perfect for him to be here.
Fridays on a Friday night, man.
Because of AI.
Like I had braids because of AI.
You, Coke, Tom, and Quay. All
I wanted to
had
get
braids
texts
'cause
because of AI.
Like,
AI
I
sparked
wore
all the braid styles.
I wore
man.
big
No
behind
fish
clothes
bones.
because of AI. Like it was just
4X, 5X
like
shirts.
4,
and
5, 6
size
side
38
t-shirts and t-shirts. Like that was it. Like,
You really wear like a 28 and you sat sitting there in
damn,
the
we talking all
38.
this shit about Mike with Mike.
And
but
38.
everybody.
Oh, this Mike shit.
The game, I think the game is how the game is today. Big part because of him though too. As far
Because of AI?
as yeah, I believe so.
Bro,
Like they changed the whole. It was a whole culture change. They changed the.
culture, man.
They changed the way you could dress to come to games because of AI. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember he had a
Like,
baggy
and
ass
that was crazy.
sweats. They wore a skull.
And honestly, you talking about somebody that's really 160 pounds, way less than all of us,
Yeah.
going on the NBA floor and dropping 30 plus
Right.
every night. No load management.
Right.
No load management.
I don't know when
Unless
he
you
was
was-
always hurt.
And he was always hurt and still playing.
Yeah. Elbows.
Like a lot of these players today wouldn't even do none of that he did then.
He always left it out on the floor, man. He loved the game. He was another one like Dennis Rodman. I think they're like a special kind of breed where they can go party and then come
Yeah,
right back in the
it's-
morning.
Yeah, I was at Fridays every night
Bro, I seen
and
him,
getting up and
And
next
just using
day.
his talent because he probably could have been greater than what he
Yeah,
was.
he could have been greater than what he
I
was.
watched the joint on Knuckleheads. That's Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles podcast, and J.R. Smith was like, they went out to the club one night, and it was late, and everybody was messed up. They said AI came out and just had 40 that night. Like, it was nothing. Like, yo, you was just in the club with me. Like, I can't even get it together. So AI just did that like it was nothing all the time. Like,
AI was the man.
I got
You say
Armbands.
two.
Armbands.
Drake didn't even say Tupac. He just said AI.
2 and 3. I go with Brian. I enjoy his game. I really enjoy Brian's game only because it's all around. Everybody's so stuck on scoring, but Brian like really do everything efficiently. So I enjoy Brian. The third person, damn, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Kevin Garnett. I like Kevin Garnett.
That's a good pick.
I think because he ain't care. He ain't care. Like
Yeah.
off the court, we could be cool, but we on the court. I like all competitors.
Yeah.
I like all competitors. That's just me though. Like I don't like all that friendly
Shit.
buddy stuff. Like I like, you know what I'm saying, we on the court, we gonna go at it. After the game, we could dab it up and talk about it, whatever. Like that's cool. But during the game, I'm coming for your neck. And that was Kevin Garnett, and I respected that about him. Even though he got stole a couple times, but I respected.
One
about
time
Kevin
in the
Garnett.
playoffs, I ain't gonna knock him for that. He couldn't get into a fight with Anthony Pillar. Like you the best. You the best
On his own
on your
team.
Like, you
I
gotta,
respect
I like
that.
that he kept his composure,
Yeah.
but
And of course, I like Kobe too.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
don't want to leave that out, but
I mean, you
I
can't.
like
you can't
Kobe
fit
too.
everybody in
But
the
you
three.
can't fit everybody in the three.
That's what
but-
I was thinking. I thought we could,
You
we
saying?
could do 5. But, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's-
think
Five is overkill.
I like Mike. I like AI. For a long time, D Wade was one of my favorite players.
You just like him because y'all got the same name.
Actually, D Wade got D Wade from me. It's a story behind that, but we don't gotta get
Oh,
into
man.
it.
Right,
That's-
right. I
that's-
feel
we
you.
gotta
I
definitely
hear
talk
you.
about
You
that
gotta.
one.
You
So
know,
who's your
I'm a Heat
who's
fan.
the
I
one?
definitely gotta talk about
Who's
that.
your one out of them three?
I don't.
Just say AI, man. Go ahead, man. Just say
I'm not even gonna say.
I gotta switch.
It's going. I'm gonna be honest. It's going to be Mike, and it's probably after that documentary. Just just the whole mindset and be able to watch that shit. I always did like Mike. I like Mike when we were growing up because he was a winner and shit. But you like certain players and you like certain teams because they're winning. You don't really understand it or whatever. So It's always that. It's always that. But being able to watch that is just like it validates why I fuck with Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I also want to throw in there that after watching the documentary, I like Rodman for real. Rodman's one of my favorite players, and it's not because obviously his scoring and shit, but it was his mentality, how he approached the game. Mm-hmm. But Rodman is out in Vegas. He's out all night drinking. He takes this shit. He goes wrestling. You know,
wrestling.
Go wrestling.
Really? That's a little wrestling. You know what I'm saying? That's a little wrestling.
You go do a little wrestling.
With chairs. With the chair.
Doing the finals and skipping practice, but when he come back, he giving you 100%.
Yeah, he definitely give you 20%.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect him because if you re-listen to him, like Rodman is just a wild fucking character. Even when you watch it in the documentary and you see Mike just walking around, the locker room dapping him up. Rodman is so quiet, yo. He's really to himself.
Yeah,
like
he
he locking into what he's doing, but he's just like really just to himself, even with his pajamas and everything, his dirty pajamas. But he approached the game. Pajamas. He approached the game in a way when you listen to him, he's just like, I knew watching the film how a shot would fall off the rim. So I positioned myself to get there. Like, that attention to detail, I can appreciate that shit. Especially just being a player, even if it's in another sport, I can appreciate the attention to detail that he took. He knew he wasn't a scorer,
because he would be sitting there before the game.
He knew exactly what he needed to be for that team. Yeah. He knew what he needed to be for that team. He was there. So I like him as a player. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got like his lifestyle, but you could like how he approaches the game. So
yeah, kind of like how y'all was with R. Kelly last week. You already like this for his lifestyle, just music.
Yeah, I could separate Robert from R. Kelly. That's just me. We don't have to go to that. I don't want to offend anyone.
Man, my three.
Big brother, Junkyard Dog, Jerome Williams. Is that one of your three favorite players?
Udonis Haslem. UD.
No, you really do play like Junkyard Dog.
Hey man, I'm a winner, man.
I'm a winner.
I do what it takes to win. Man.
When I met Quay, when you introduced me to Quay years ago and shit, we went to a local rep. We was in a gym. I forget what it was. It was like Feltonville or some shit like that, man.
The John in Juniata?
It probably was. It probably was.
Park and played ball.
And I saw Quay. I'm like, yo. I was like, you could ball a little bit and shit. And I was like, he not the nigga that I thought he was. But Quay,
the deception.
The deception. I thought this nigga was a ball.
My man played hard. I
but no,
on my team.
Quay Rodman. Quay know what he need to do, dog.
Real rap.
Quay know what you need to do. You rebound and you hustle, man. I respect that shit, man.
You can't, because you need people that willingly do the dirty work. You know
well, y'all both be smoking my assists. Especially you. You can't make a layup for shit.
Hey, man, that's not what we talking about.
All right, what's up with that?
Yeah, but man, my favorite players is Jordan, LeBron, and D-Wade, man.
I know you love
those three. But D-Wade, man, was about to get left off of the list for other things. My first is Jordan.
Your number one is Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan.
I thought you was going to say Barkley.
I did like Barkley. I like Barkley too.
Was say.
Barkley would be like in my top 5. And Barkley and A.I. I would add.
So what's your 5?
Them four. We can just get on two.
It would be Jordan, A.I., LeBron, D-Wade, and Barkley.
My 2, I'm sorry, I gotta add Prime D Rose. I got to. Like, that nigga was nasty, bro. Like, I never see somebody so fast and under control.
Yeah.
And other than
strong.
I'm gonna have to go with. Like it's hard to narrow it down. I'm gonna have to go with Steph, yo. Like
Steph, baby.
That shit he be doing is ridiculous. Like,
He changed the game.
Yeah.
Change the game.
stuff.
You got everybody in the world just now just jacking up threes now.
Well, shit, if I'm gonna add on, then it gotta be KD and fucking Kyrie.
Kyrie.
I could literally watch Kyrie dribble and lay up like.
Oh, this layup package crazy.
Yeah, Mike had a crazy
He
game.
be
too.
spinning that shit off the backboard.
My two would be Kobe, and believe it or not, yo, my last one really be Jason Williams, yo.
White chocolate.
I thought about that. I thought about that,
yo,
man.
Yo, I used to love white chocolate
Yeah,
because you know back then when we was growing up, we was always watching And One and all of this,
That shit
and
rolled
actually
my
seeing that in
basketball
the NBA game.
Yeah.
Dog.
That would caught my eye, so it was like Jason Williams was.
I remember very vividly the
elbow.
the Shook Rookie Challenge game when he did the elbow.
The elbow pass. Oh
that whole week going back to school, everybody was doing that at recess, dog. Everybody was doing that at lunch, dog.
Yo, speaking of commercials, like they take me back to AI. When AI had the Reebok commercial with Jadakiss, like, oh my god, yo, you couldn't tell me nothing after that.
KG had the joint with Styles. KG
he had the joint. Yo, that joint with AI, that's when everybody did the cross with the joint.
When you spin it,
when you spin it like that.
You definitely you getting plucked if you do that, but it was a hot move.
That one shit. I had all that shit down pat.
But actually seeing that in the NBA game, like I love Jason Williams. I love Jason Williams, dog. Like that was. I still watch his YouTube right now. Like today, I still watch his YouTube. Still,
there's so many niggas we left out. Like Steve.
I mean, you can go all day with that. Like Stephon Marbury. I was thinking with Marbury. Like
niggas with gang. Like even back in the Rock.
But I don't know why. I don't know if you gonna put Marbury in your favorite.
Yes, you can.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying I don't know if Marbury is like gonna be like
anybody. People say that about Barry.
I mean, if you gonna say Rod Strickland, you can go with
Tim
Hardaway. Tim Hardaway was nice.
Pat.
The hand, AI got his handle from Tim Hardaway.
That shit was pat. But listen, I think Kyrie. I think hands down. I think he got the best handle ever out of anybody. Kyrie shit.
I think he's just the most willing to do these moves.
Yeah, so
I think other people probably can do it. It's just not their style too, because he just that's his style.
I don't want nobody
to do it in the game.
I don't want nobody to get you confused, and maybe you do mean it this way, but I wouldn't mean it that way. Willing to do moves, those moves are effective. It ain't like he just out there just showboating and shit. Like what he does is effective to his game and how he scores get by a defender.
I don't want to live the way he uses body. Like he'd go drop and like go like this and take the step and then bump you. Like he all that shit is
the
like
move that he takes the ball and just put it
bring it up like that.
Like a lot of people don't use that, but that's very effective.
Where that come from?
Like.
He bring it up like that and
where it come from?
Flick it like that, like and it be going in.
Where it come from?
Who it come from?
I don't know.
That's your move,
Chuck.
You think it come from AI?
Yeah, of course.
Kyrie layup package.
I don't recall.
You never saw AI do that drum before?
No, I did.
AI uses body more than anybody.
But I seen Jordan do it before. It's not. You know what I'm saying? I seen all of them.
I think Kyrie.
I'm not saying that AI never did it, but I'm not saying.
I feel like all these young boys that came up in the league came up off of him.
No, they did. They say that though. But yeah, but like
that's just how I feel. I feel like all the young boys that came in the league after AI
and LeBron.
Who else?
Yeah, but ain't nobody doing what Brian do.
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, everybody can't do what Brian
Slice got a handle. Slice. Shout out to Slice.
AJ man. Slice.
My man Slice.
Brian Wafer.
What's up, man? That's it.
Man, no, man. I just want to also take this time, man, just to thank everybody, man, for coming. Got Coop and with Tyler in the background, man. I want to thank y'all. Give a shout out to Striker Speak for the intro and outro.
Reese,
give a shout out.
Appreciate you.
Good Space Studios.
Oh, give a shout out to Striker for the Eats page too.
Yeah, Striker Eats.
Look up Striker Eats.
Yes, sir.
He got the best. He got some good food out there, man, and tutorials on his YouTube page. So check it out. The Striker Eats.
Reese got Food Chasers following him. That's hot.
Right.
Y'all follow Food Chasers? Y'all know who Food Chasers is?
That should be looking good.
Yeah.
Man. So check him out, man. Also want to shout out to Good Space, man. Want to shout out the first responders, you know, in this time, in this coronavirus time, man. Hopefully everybody stays safe. I want to also give thanks to you know for the question of the week. Word. I mean, what we think, what we call it, what your opinion on, what's your opinion on.
We'll get that together.
We'll you know refine
Please
it.
give us questions. We trying to get y'all engaged and answer them. And
Exactly.
just listen to our fans
We
more.
want to thank you for giving us the question and anything else, y'all.
No. We'll see Dre on the
safe.
bike. Let's go, Dre.
I see y'all.
Everybody having these bites.
See y'all next week, man. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
1, 2, 5 out.